Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody, to another James Hates Everything live stream. I have no idea what you're talking about, Wade. Am I echoing or does it find everybody? There, I heard an echo. All right. Well, welcome back. Sorry, I'm messing with lots of different things as we were getting started. Um, so, as I said on the thing, tonight's just kind of a chill chat, whatever you want to talk about. I do have the new 4K pinball from At Games. It's all set up if we want to take a look at that. I also have been messing around with my Poly Mega, so I've got that hooked up and we can take a look at that if anybody wants to see that, or we can just talk about pretty much anything. Wasn't a whole lot of news this week. Um, Certainly a lot of drama going around, a lot wrong, but that's about it. No problem, Zero. And again, I want to thank everybody for showing up. We've got Jason, Little Alien, as always. Thanks for coming. Zero Redux, Jim, the Pacers fan, is in the house, and Wade's dropped by. I am hearing an echo in this room because I have another computer hooked up so I can look at the pinball. So if you guys will hold on a second, I'm going to go over there and turn that audio down. Okay, there we go. That was totally breaking my concentration. Yeah, Jim says here, I saw side by side of the At Games 4K and the HD. It's amazing how much nicer the 4K is. I actually also have the HD and I plan on putting the two next to each other. I just got it last night and assembled it, and it's still sitting in the middle of my room, so I haven't had a chance to move things around a bit in order to do that. And I was rushing to throw up some cameras and stuff here so you could see it. Um, I'm gonna take that off the screen until we want to get into it. But the rumors are true. The lag on uh, Adam's Family itself is pretty horrendous. The flipper lag is bad. You got to wait. You got to time it to where you're hitting the flipper button about 2.5 ball lengths before you normally would, and then it'll pop off. So it makes some of the more intricate moves a lot harder. And Jason says, hopefully we'll continue to see many of the improvements. Their legendary firmware problems give me the usual concern. I would agree. The other tables are actually fine, so I didn't have any issues with the ones I tried. I didn't do a whole lot of them, but the ones I did all seemed to work perfect. One thing I did have is I was doing the initial update when it first turns it on. When it first turns on, of course, it forces you with that day one update. and it, like, popped real loud when it finished, downloading, and then the lights all flickered, so I thought something blew up. And so I was pretty worried. I was like, "Oh, no." But it came back up, did the, flash on the Linux, root file system, and then booted back up normally and did all the rest of the updates. That whole day 1 update process probably took, you know, I wanna say 20 minutes to a half hour. It took a while to download all that stuff. It went through several rounds of, 5, 600 megabit updates. Um, so it is slow going to actually get from when you first do it to getting everything set up and finally getting to play, but once it is there, it works good. It's got that great UI we've all seen, which is nice. I mentioned earlier I got my Polymega finally after 3 years of waiting. I've loaded up a ton of my library in there. I'm about little over halfway through my Famicom games, and I have 720-ish of those. About 4,500 have been loaded. So that's been going pretty well. I mean, I haven't had really any issues loading any of the games, and the ones that I've tried play real well. I do notice it does tend to freeze every once in a while, and I think it overheats. And so you have to be real careful about where you have the unit. I've moved it around a bit, trying to find things that'll give it a little more breathing room. That's cut down a little bit on the lockups, but it's pretty frustrating when you wait for something for that long, and then when you finally get it, it has those kinds of issues. But it does work. I'm glad I finally got it. I've used all the modules that the deluxe unit comes with. I've used the N64, the Ultra module, and loaded up all those, and things play well. I've only had one game that runs wacky on the N64 so far, and that's the Indiana Jones. I don't know how else to describe it, but it like strobes or jitters. It's like, vibrates up and down in a weird way. Once you get to playing, you don't really notice it, but it is doing it the whole time. And Jason, I did not get the SSF kit. Um, I may do that. I didn't know how much I would really want it. I probably will end up waiting until I have a lot more of the Zen tables when they come out that you can actually go download and ones I'm really interested in. I may be more apt to get it at that point. Of course, I'll pay extra. I did watch Wagner Tech Talk's install video, so it looks pretty simple. There didn't see anything that was um anybody who's, built a computer or anything else shouldn't be able to do. It's, very simple installation. Biggest pain will be pulling the screen out, which is always annoying. Um, you know, these companies make these. It would be great if they just made nice little mounts that you could just flip that stuff out of the way and don't have to yank all that stuff out. But it's probably add, probably to add $50 to the cost. So I can see why they don't, but it's annoying. Let's see. Jason says, makes sense. It'll take many months before a lot of Zen tables are out. Plenty of time to pick one up, and they'll be on sale at every nod going forward. Yeah, I'm sure they will. Looking at games past sales though, probably won't be too big of a discount. Definitely the pre-order discount's probably better than what we would see long term. But at the same time, depends on how well these things sell. My number is 453, and I ordered day 1 at about 9:30 AM my time, so I think they went on sale 6:30 AM East Coast or 6 o'clock AM East Coast, so, that was within 3 or 4 hours of it going live, so if they're selling at that clip, the people that are in, wave 2 and wave 3, I bet they sold at least a couple thousand of these at this point. So, and that doesn't even count the other designs. I'm just thinking um, on this Adams family. So I'm surprised at the price point it is that they they could move that many. That's for me to have that high a number when I ordered pretty early in the day, you know, means quite a few people jumped on the thing. So, hey, Thumper Squid, thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's funny you say that. It says, "Hello, wonderful gamers. AI girlfriend broke up with me. LOL." They, there's actually, it was kind of a story a couple months back, but there is a website that did have AI companions, and the idea was the startup that did it was creating um, these it really was created for mental health purposes so people could have someone to talk to and of course was AI. And it didn't take long before the whole system got overran with guys that were basically carrying on a dating relationship with the AI companion. And the shareholders and principals that run the company had decided it was getting out of hand with these guys having these relationships with their AI companions. So the company announced that they were going to like block all that. And then then there was so much outrage and people, wanting to quit and all this stuff, they decided to, okay, we're going to allow it. If you were already dating your AI companion, you can continue doing it, but nobody new can come in and and do it. So, yeah, people get weird. And the more we have things, this week, Neuralink had its first human test subject. So the more we have things like that and things like the Apple Vision thing and people immerse themselves in these virtual worlds and more disconnected with reality they will become, right? Why would you go out and worry about the real world when you can make your own AI fantasy adventure in your head? If you want to be, a cowboy, you can go do that. If you want to be, a knight, you can go live out any kind of alternate reality you want. That's not going to be that far off. Um, yeah, and Jim Pacers fan says the new VR AR headsets are crazy looking. The videos are incredible. Yeah, and if you haven't seen some of the stuff with that new Apple AR, the Vision, it people are crazy. Travis MCP actually had a video today where he was referencing Casey Neistat's video, and Casey Neistat goes around New York and Times Square wearing that thing and messing with his computer while he's just walking down the street and while he's sitting in the middle of Times Square. And uh, already these people are out in public wearing these things and being completely disconnected from the things around them. It's like, sure, you can see what's happening around you, but you're really focused on the virtual components that you're looking at. And so you can pretend you're out in public touching grass, but you're not. You're still disconnected and it's just another distraction. So, you know, Travis MCP's videos on that is pretty interesting because he definitely takes that approach where he talks about how disconnected people are, and it's just one more barrier to socialization as we go down this rabbit hole of AR and AI and all that fun stuff. Yeah, so Squid says I want to be Quaid in Total Recall. So that would be interesting. You would be in a VR inside of a VR inside of a VR, all Inception like. Mm. So, anybody else, any other things you guys want to talk about in particular? If not, I can just go fire up the pinball and we can take a look at that. Um, Obviously there was the big Sony event over in the last couple days. I don't, their state of play. quite honestly, I didn't see anything that like really super excited me. Some nice looking stuff, but nothing that was like blow my mind. I mean, maybe the Silent Hill 2 and the free Silent Hill game that was released that day. I haven't had a chance to try that out, but it looks cool. But I've always been a Resident Evil fan, so Silent Hill to me has always been the copy, the clone, and of course, Silent Hill fans will probably get upset about that. But Resident Evil beat you to it. You guys just copied. um, yeah, so let's just go. Might as well jump up over on the 4KP and take a look. Hopefully, you guys will be able to tell on the stream like the lag. It's like I said, it is really bad on that particular table on the Adams family. The rest are fine. It's not noticeable at all on any of the other ones. Jim's a Pacers fan asks if I mod any of my cabs. And the answer for right now is the only one I've modded is The Simpsons, and that's because that has that soft mod. So I think I have 60 some odd games on that one. I like the way that one mods, so it stays original, and then you can flip into the other ones really easy as if it was designed that way, and that's been really nice. So I like that. So um, I'm really interested in the Blitz mod that Team Encoder is uh, going to be releasing. I that one really interests me because I love Blitz, and it would be great to play some of the retro, the unedited Blitz, and then not just that, but have access to maybe Slugger and the ice hockey one, which I can't think of right now. Thumper says he mods all of his cabs in some way, even if just new buttons. Yeah, I probably should, but I don't honestly haven't really spent the money on new buttons or anything like that. Um, I definitely, the ones the Street Fighter 2 Legacy, the one that's got the hyper fighting design, it needs new sticks and buttons. That the controls on that one are way too you have to be perfect. Whereas the new, right, the HS5 is much more forgiving when you're trying to pull off the moves, so you don't have to be as precise. And so that one not just looks better, but it feels better. But none of, like you said, most of these controls are pretty weak and the buttons are cheap. Uh, you know, but I've been getting by on them, but and not haven't invested in any extra curricular but or better buttons, higher end buttons. I do have there's a micro center here in Kansas City and they stock a lot of Glen stuff. They have a lot of um, other brand buttons and things right there. So it's not like it would be hard. And once I decide to do it, I can just go drive by and grab them. Don't have to wait from somebody to order them, which is nice. I still need to buy a Tron because I can actually walk into there right now and get Glenn's Tron stick out up there. I wonder if they'll carry his shotgun or not. I don't know. It's so expensive. I don't know if they'll stock that one or not. All right, let me jump over to the pinball table and I'll make sure you guys can hear me and stuff when I get over there. I've been keeping that muted just so it doesn't pick me up talking over here. So you go do that. All righty, can you guys hear me? Is there still an echo? I may have to go turn. I thought I muted my other one, but. I still haven't gotten a straight answer as to why Uncle Fester isn't in his electric chair. Seems like a huge oversight. Oh, let me take the Compass thing off. Thanks, Wade. It's definitely because I'm using a crappy built-in mic on a webcam. So because I didn't have my lapel mics charged up. Hey Dre, thanks for joining us. Hopefully you can hear the solenoid go off. That goes off right as I push the button, and then you can see how late the flipper moves as a result. Yeah. Of course, you got to pay attention. Oh, that didn't take long. So I'm no pinball expert, that's for sure. About a month ago, I spent probably an hour playing the real thing, this real table at the at KC Retro, while I was waiting on Unico to show up, and it plays a lot different. I mean, there was clear guidance on that one, like when these windows light up. If I remember right, it would tell you what you needed to do, and it doesn't really do that on this one. Yeah, I really hope they right down the middle. I really hope they get this the firmware to fix this one soon. They definitely released this thing early, and they could do with some less animations. Like if you turn off the visual effects, you lose the art blades and the graphics in the back. Like, why can't I just turn off the animations, like the hand and the golf club? Why can't I turn just that off? Why do you take away half the art when I do that? Here, I'll show you real quick. So you can see the art blades disappear. I don't know why those would be considered visual extras, but I'll leave them off for a second so you can see if it affects lag in any way. Oh, I just hit exit, so that was fun. I took that as exit menu, and I shouldn't have. One nice thing is it does load way, way faster. Yes, Zero, it does have solenoids. You can also adjust the strengths of the solenoids. Right now, I just have it at the default. Oh, and that's interesting. I noticed the flippers are yellow like they're actually supposed to be when you have the detailed effects off. When they're on, they're black. So that's strange. The lag is really disorienting. Yeah, I think overall what you get for the price of this, with all the effects, the solenoids, the 4K screens, it's a pretty good value, especially if you pre-ordered it and saved the money. Luckily, unlike a lot of people I've seen, a lot of people theirs have been arrived damaged because FedEx treats your packages like crap. Mine came just fine. There was some damage to the box, but nothing that just damaged the pinball itself, the cabinet itself. It does seem packed well. I have to give it to At Games. They really have packed this thing sturdy. Both the back box and the main unit came, loaded with pads that were sturdy, and so these ones that are getting damaged, they have to be people just driving a forklift right into them. Well, that was some. Those multi-balls are going right down the hole. That was the shortest multi-ball in history. Well, screw that up. J Cuts, I like it. The lag's killing me on this table, but the other ones are fine. They look great. I'll flip over to one of the other ones here. Jim says, I'm waiting for my A1 Up V pin to stop working to get the 4K. I hear you. I hear that those boards fail all the time. I never bought one because I thought they were a little too small. And I think I heard a couple people talking about Dinosaur Dynasty. Don't know if you're talking about the game or actually the design of the cabinet. But so there's tons of Zen tables you can pre-order, but since the store doesn't work, you can't actually download any of them. I think they're saying April before we'll be able to get any of those. But I believe you can already order things like the Peanuts and the Star Trek. I think those are all available already, at least a pre-order. Like I said, they're not too expensive. I think they're around $5 a table. The ones that come with more tables may be a little more, but that's a reasonable price in my opinion. So you can see here that from the press to the flip is not even noticeable. So their tables are way more optimized than Zen's is. And quite frankly, it feels like, when you've got things like smoke, you've got those transparencies, there's a lot of other effects going on. It seems like their table's more complicated than the Zen table is too. So it's kind of frustrating that they can make this one work so well, but the Zen one doesn't yet. One of the other things I forgot to mention that may not show up well on stream, that I was really concerned with the Addams Family table, where it looked like the metal pipes were not shaded and that there was no shadowing. But it does have the shadowing. They just don't show up well on the videos that I've seen. So it does look good. It looks actually really good. I wish for what this cost they would have given us an HDMI out so that we could more easily stream the table itself, but oh, my aim in this game is terrible. So it does not, the black hole is not on this one like it is in the on the HD. That was honestly why I decided to keep my HD. I didn't plan on rebuying all the tables that came with that just to have them in 4K. I figured I'd just keep my Legends HD. And so this one came with the 14 games on this I didn't have. So, I think that works out nicely so that I got two different ones with different sets of games on them. But I may end up getting the black hole again anyway. Get some of those Gottlieb tables back just to see them in 4K. Like I said, I'm not a pinball expert, so. So much for that one. Hey, High Score is on tap. Thanks for joining us. Jay Cuts, you messaged a few times, but thanks for joining. Let's see. I'm going to go just flip through the tables. I know you can look them up online, but there's Dinosaur Dynasty, Sinistar Deluxe, Battle Deluxe, Amazonia, of course, Addams Family, Universe Deluxe, Last Ice Age, Strike Deluxe, Spooky Deluxe, Robot Deluxe, Red Show Deluxe, Pool Champion Deluxe, House of Diamonds. I guess these are all deluxe because they're 4K. The Farfalla, Exoplanets, and then we're back to the beginning. So I think these are all the At Games design tables. Try playing one hand for a game. All right. Like literally just use one half of the board or use one hand to flip from flipper to flipper. Do you have the control panel yet? I don't know what that is. Oh, you mean the joystick thing? Honestly, I'm not super interested in that because I don't plan on ever playing like actual games on it, so I just use the thumbstick. Well, so one hand's going great so far. Whoops. I cheated that time and still missed. I'm trying to move around the camera. I know. I know I'm not supposed to play better with one hand, but I have the camera. I have a whole tripod set up in front of me, so moving around it to get to the other flipper is making it doubly hard. I think my biggest challenge is I never take time to learn actually how you're supposed to play these games. And so I do a lot of just smacking the ball around and looking at the pretty lights. The one I've probably spent the most time with is the Fox and Sox table to actually learn how that one works. But I don't have that one on this one yet. So you can't download anything. Ah. Yeah, the ball on this one, everything on the at games tables plays really well. You know, I'm not seeing any like frames, no lag, no skipping. Oh, right out the door. It's really smooth. The lighting on the ball is fantastic too. The ball looks much more realistic on this than it does on the HD one. Yeah, Thumper, that's how I am. It's fun to play, but I am horrible at it. And I'm not ashamed to say it. Justin, or Console Kit says, when the ball comes down at an angle, what happens if you don't flip? Will it bounce to the other side? If like I just leave the ball, the flipper down, or hold the flipper up and see if it bounces over. Hey, Smoke Break, thanks for joining us. Okay, I'll just let it fly down and see. Oh, that one fell in. So Smoke Break, I think it plays a lot better than the HD one. Whoop, there it goes. With the exception of the Addams Family table, the lag in that one makes it really not very fun to play. I mean, it's all right, but the lag is so bad. Woohoo! I will say the sound in this one is fantastic. Like especially this table where you have the thunder and lightning going off. I mean, it sounds great, and that's without the SSF kit. So I can't even imagine how well it will sound with the SSF kit. I've heard nothing but great things about it. Boy, that was a quick one. So has anybody got any big plans for the Super Bowl? Wasn't paying attention. The accelerometer seems to work decent, so that's positive, I guess. There we go. Well, that depends if Taylor Swift can even make it back to the game in time. It's going to be cutting it close. I heard the Japanese embassy was weighing in on whether they'd let her try to. They thought she could make it in time, but if she's there, the TV's going to be on her the whole time. Those of us in Kansas City, I'm be willing to bet we hear about her a lot more than the rest of the world, and it's bad for all of you. I get that. We were talking about it the other day, and the person that's the happiest about Taylor Swift being at all these games and getting all the attention is Brittany Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes' wife, because she's kind of a lightning rod, and the media and fans are always giving her crap about how she acts at these games. And ever since Taylor started showing up, ain't nobody talking about Brittany Mahomes anymore. will say the height on this one is way better. So it's nice that they gave, put in the full size legs and everything. Ah. Oh, there they went. Ah, tried to bounce it and messed it up. The other thing that drives me nuts on some of these, when they have like all these different flippers all over the place, I always forget about half of them. High Scores on Tap says, those two is the only thing I don't like about the Chiefs. Well, as a Broncos fan, I dislike a whole lot more about them than, but no, it's hard to not like Mahomes. The guy is amazing. Such a talent. I just wish I could actually bring myself to enjoy watching the Chiefs. But as a Broncos fan, I find it more fun to root against them. Hold one of the multi-balls on the flipper. That's actually a smart idea. I never even thought about doing that. You can see I don't play or watch a lot of pinball, so I got to learn all these fancy tricks. And that one straight past the second level. I was not looking. Ah. Nice thumper. The Packers. Super Bowl 32. Finally got to see the Broncos and Elway win one. Unfortunately, that was at the Packers' expense. That was a mistake. Yeah, Jay Cuts. I don't. Zin's original tables. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, there, it moved it. I wondered how I was going to get that back. I tried shaking it. Yeah, their original tables are, Zens are fine, but I would much rather have replica tables. I want the, would love to see the real Star Trek, the real Indiana Jones, a real Jaws, but take what I can get. I'm hoping they release some of those horror tables on their what is it, Pinball M? I would love. There's a couple there that I would love to have in a virtual table format, or on on this system. I mean. Yeah, Thumper, I bet. I've been to a lot of NFL stadiums, but that is one I have not been to. It's funny because, being from Kansas City, for years, I had Chiefs season tickets. So, I've been to a ton of games, and it's funny because I had season tickets because I like football, but I'd go to root against the Chiefs all the time. But, they always like to say they're the loudest stadium and all this stuff. But I've never been to a louder stadium than, um, what was it, the Metrodome in Minneapolis before they tore it down. I went there for a Saints Vikings playoff game, and it was so loud, like I wanted to cry. I mean, it hurt. And I noticed everybody that was from Minnesota all had earplugs in. Um, they clearly knew how loud it got in there, and there was nothing like that. It's never been like that in Kansas City. It gets loud, don't get me wrong, but it's never painful loud. And so I don't, you know, it's a loud stadium, but I don't know about the loudest, like they like to claim. Let's see. Hey, Video Game Vegas. I'll bring this one back up for anybody that missed it earlier so you can see just truly terrible how bad the lag is. I've turned off the visual effects just to make it a little easier a little less laggy, though it really doesn't have much effect at all on the lag. Yeah, see, now I've been playing the other one too long. Now I can't even. I got used to playing the other table. I hate when it goes in there. When I was playing the real one of this, a few weeks ago, whenever it would go in that right lock and then shoot out of there, it was like nearly impossible to hit it without losing it. Like you really had to be fast on the draw. The bass there is really shaking the table and distorting the sound quite a bit. Yeah, Video Game Vegas. It's really disorienting after you get used to playing it normal and then going back to this thing. It definitely doesn't come out of that little right hand lock as fast as it does on the real table either. It comes out of that thing lightning fast, at least on the table I was playing. Alrighty, I figured I'd go ahead and stop that. Been playing a while, didn't realize how it's been about an hour, and I know Biggie's got a stream that is probably just started or about to start. Normally, unless though I did see, I thought I saw one for him for tomorrow, so maybe he's not going live tonight. But no, Jay, I don't hate it. I actually like it. I'm glad I bought it, and I'm sure they'll fix the lag on there. You know, we know just a month ago that it was even worse. So they're working on it. You just got to have time. But people are saying they wish they would have held it back and waited till it's ready. Well, for all of their tables, all at games tables, it's ready. You can see they work. They work great. It's the Zen tables specifically that aren't ready. And I don't, who knows if when Zen was able to deliver the table, maybe it was, they were rushing to get it even onto the platform, and so maybe that took longer than expected. Yeah, it is Sunday. Thanks, Jason. I looked it up. I thought I heard PD7 saying that he was going later today. I think he did last week, but which might have been random. But the and I appreciate the shout out there, high scores, for smashing that like button. And if you're not subscribed, hit subscribe. Um, yeah, so you know, I enjoy it. I think it was worth the investment. I think they'll get it fixed. I really can't wait till the store works so I can actually add more tables to this. There's quite a few I have my eye on that I never actually bought for the HD, and I'm glad I didn't because now I have an excuse to actually get them. And of course, I'll probably end up with all the Zen tables just to have them. I have a bunch of them on PC, but I don't ever play it very often because I want to play it in the more realistic pinball format, right? Like I want to play it at that thing. Even the Switch stuff, I want to play, like Star Wars pinball on the Switch. I want to play it like the pinball, and so I played it a little, but not enough to get into it. With that being said, I guess I'll let you guys go so you can enjoy the rest of your evening. Do you have anything else? Let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know if you plan on getting this. And as I said, smash the like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Would appreciate trying to get to 500. So if appreciate you shouting me out or sharing the link to the videos. Yeah, I've held off on getting a Steam Deck Goofy Foot. A friend of mine has one. It's a great system. Um, I just didn't want to drop the money on it. I have, a pretty hefty gaming PC, and in fact, I have two of them because I was you know, when you were able to actually mine at a profit, I did a lot of crypto mining, so I have some pretty beefed up systems for that stuff. But thanks, Jason, and thanks everybody for being here again. Smash that like button, and until next time, have fun.